What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one of my videos. This is a 2022 Kia Forte. Now this is the LXS package and it just was released literally about a week ago. So today I'm back here at Kia of Bradenton, Florida, and I'm gonna check it out. We're gonna take it on a tour, check out the differences between the 2021, and there's quite a few, and 2022 model. Then I'm going to take you on the inside tour of this vehicle, and finally I'm going to take you for a spin. So if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt Samolski. I'm Matt the Car Guy. On this channel I do car reviews such as this one, so consider checking out the rest of my channel. It really helps me out a lot if you give me a thumbs up and hit that little button that says subscribe on it. Let's get back to the video. Right, so Forte has been one of the most popular sedans in Kia lineup simply because it's one of the most affordable ones as well. So somebody that's looking for their first vehicle maybe can afford it. This particular one is an LXS, which is like the second trim from the bottom. It's got an MSRP of just over $21,000. So let's see what's different for 2022. For those of you familiar with the previous generation one, you can see that the logo has changed. Kia has changed, rebranded their logo. So this one has the new generation Kia logo. But that's not only this. It also has the new generation Tiger nose grille, which got a little bit smaller on this model. It does have brand new headlights, and this trim at the bottom of here, that's also new. But let's stick with the headlights. These on this model, this is a combination of LED and incandescent lights. On the higher trim levels, you get the fully LED lights. The bumper, it's got wider, it's got sleeker, it's got more aerodynamic, it's got some cool air intakes right in here. Also, the bottom portion is open to allow the maximum air to get into the engine compartment. Now this color is broken up by using these accents that are like polished aluminum, so this is not the same color as the rest of the vehicle. The hood, nothing too crazy, it's got a little bit bump in the middle right here. Let's pop it up and let's see what powers up this 2022 Forte. Forte is available in two different engine options for 2022. Now this is the bigger one, but the less powerful 2-liter engine. Now this one produces 147 horsepower, 132 pound-feet of torque, and it's mated to a Kia's version of CVT transmission. I like the design on the exterior of this vehicle, but I gotta tell you, it gets harder and harder to distinguish between other brands. It looks very similar to a Toyota Corolla. Now, it is nice steel gray color, and as you can see, the mirror caps are in the same color on the top. It also has the built-in turn signals. 16 inches standard on this vehicle, but you can also opt in for the larger 17-inch wheels. And this is a different wheel design as well. This is the two-tone wheel, which has some polished aluminum as well as that dark gray color. Nice to mention that as far as the safety, all four-wheel disc brakes on this vehicle. The mirror, in addition to the turn signals, also have this blind spot assist, which is a standard feature on this vehicle. However, it does not have this keyless, well, it does have a keyless entry, but you have to actually press the button on the key, and the key is actually bladed key, so it's not a push button start. You actually have to put the key in the ignition and turn it. Believe it or not, they still make those, right? But this is it. This is the side of it. Let's check out the rear end of this 22 Forte. You can see an array of changes in the back of this vehicle. First of all, there are different taillights. Now, they're not fully LEDs, but they're nice, bright, and visible. And you can see the turn signals are underneath here, as well as the reverse lights. Forte, brand new Kia logo, that strip in the middle of the lights, that's pretty good, very nice and visible at night. And then you can see the bumper is completely different from the previous generation one. Unfortunately, this is just a design element. There's nothing more aerodynamic or for the performance, but mostly for the looks. You don't even have any of the exhaust sticking out of them. They're hidden underneath here. What about the roominess in the back seat? It's actually got quite a bit for a small vehicle like this. I adjusted the front seat to my regular driving position. I'm 6 feet tall and I have plenty of room between my knees and front of the seats. I have plenty of headroom. There's enough shoulder room. The seats are fairly comfortable. They're not super plush or they're not super stiff. And the interior in the back here, it's very simple. They don't have the vents for the AC. They don't have any plug-in chargers, which I'm very surprised. And it's very uneventful, but that's what you expect in the vehicle of its class. Now let's jump in front and let's see if it looks any different. Door sound check. Pretty good. I'll give it about 6 out of 10. Not bad, but not, super nice. Standard features on the door include, of course, the window mirror and lock controls. They have a little bit of this polished aluminum trim, kind of help break up all this trim that is very, very black. And this is hard plastic, with the exception of this pad right here for your arm rest. Everything else is hard plastic. Now it does have manual adjustments for the seat, so don't expect an electric seat adjustment. And you have a few features right on the left hand side of the steering wheel, and those include the traction control, blind spot assist, and then the dimmer for the interior elements. Guys, in addition to the exterior features that are changed on this 2022 model, there's several changes on the interior, so let's go over them right now. Let's take a look at the steering wheel. First of all, you can see the new Kia logo. You have a multifunction steering wheel with a bunch of buttons on either side. Now on the left hand side, you can see the volume and mute button. You have the voice control phone button. These are customizable buttons, so you can select it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And on the right hand side, you have the menu, cruise control, pause and replay, lane keep assist, as well as this is where you actually toggle through some of the options. Speaking about this, let's take a look in the middle right here. You have the instrument cluster. On the left hand side, you have the tachometer, right hand side speedometer, and also temperature on the left hand side and fuel gauge on the right hand side. In the middle, which is new, is a 4.2 inch display. This is not too big, but it does have some of the options that are very useful to the driver. So let's take a look at what you can customize. User settings, driver assistance, cluster lights, door, convenience units, reset. What I'm interested in is the driver assistance, so you can see some of the options that are available or some of the options that are actually standard on this vehicle. So driver attention warning, forward safety, lane safety, blind spot safety, parking safety. These are all standard on the LXS model, and this is only the second model from the bottom. So this is pretty interesting and useful to the driver. Now we'll move on to the right hand side where you find this 8-inch display, and if you look at the screen, it might look familiar, and that's because it is. It's an Android Auto, which, by the way, it's a wireless connection to the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Very nice and very useful. You can go back to the main menu and we can see the home button. This is what happens right inside of here. So this is right now on Android Auto, but if you go to all menus, you have sub-menus such as phone, Android Auto, voice memo, which is a pretty cool feature. If you don't have the pen and paper handy, you can just record it and retrieve it later. Radio media, quiet mode, another specific to Hyundai and Kia. Turns off rear speakers, limits the volume output in the front speakers. Users manual and setup, and that's where you actually do a connection to Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, as far as the device connections right here. I told you about the custom buttons that are available on the steering wheel. Custom button audio right here, custom button steering wheel, and mode button on the steering wheel. These are all customizable, and you can actually select from these options to make it your own. So very nice and useful feature. At the bottom you have the volume control, tune, shortcuts for the radio, Even lower than that, you have your hazard, and even lower than that, you have your climate control. Now, this is not a fully automatic climate control. You can't select the temperature, but you can at least select the heat or the cool on this side, and you can select obviously the fan speed, air recirculating, and then you can select which vents the air is coming out of. If you move to the very bottom of here, you can see the USB and then the 12-volt outlets, as well as you can have the regular gear shifter. Now you can see that there's a plus and minus in the sport mode, but it does have the CVT transmission, so obviously these are simulated gears, and with 147 horsepower, I'm not expecting a really fast vehicle. Drive modes, you have the normal, sport, and eco mode, and then over here you have cup holders. Parking brake. Now this is one of the old school parking brakes. Look at this. For some of you might not even know that these used to be real emergency brakes. And then you have a little bit of storage at the bottom. Now this vehicle does not have a sunroof, and the only option that you have right on the console in here is your lights basically, and then you do have sunglasses holder. So that completes the interior of this 2022 Kia Forte. Now let's take it for a spin.
Alright guys, the vehicle is running. Before we take it for a spin, let's talk about a few different trim levels that are available. So the trim levels for this year, 2022, is FE, LXS, GT Line, GT, and GT Manual. So FE starts at $19,090, $19,990 is for the LXS starting price. GT Line, $21,290. This one's gonna have some nicer exterior trims as far as the LED lights. GT, this is the powerful one. This is the 1.6 liter, 201 horsepower, 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, versus you have the CVT transmission in the one that we're driving right now. So if you want fun, it starts at $23,490 as far as the GT, and $24,490 if you wanted the manual transmission. That's the starting MSRP. I'm really excited. I want to really get that GT and the GT manual, but before they get to the dealerships, I have this one, the 2.0 liter engine, 147 horsepower, a whopping 7 or 8 seconds, 0 to 60. So nothing too crazy. However, if you're looking for a first vehicle, something maybe for your college student that wants a BMW or something really, really fast, talk some sense into it, maybe they'll get this one. Put it in reverse, and let's see how the rear view camera looks. Okay, so standard Kia camera. It's not a super high quality pictures, but it's visible. It does have the trajectory lines that are moving when you turn the steering wheel. As far as the turning radius, we're gonna put it right here, move the steering wheel all the way to the left, and we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 spots. Okay, so this is a pretty tight turning as far as this compact sedan. Actually, it's fairly nice right around here in the parking lot, but the real test is going to be with the acceleration, and I'm not here to break any speed records or acceleration records. However, it is important to make sure that you are going to be able to merge into traffic and accelerate without causing anybody to rear-end you or slow down abruptly. So let's take a look and see how this accelerates. Say manage your expectations, so I didn't expect much out of this vehicle as far as acceleration, and I was actually nicely surprised. Yes, it's not going to make and break any records, however, it was fairly smooth and it got me up and going. Definitely, you know, not a record breaker like I said, but not bad at all. I mean, if you're not looking to race, perfect commuter vehicle. Great gas mileage. You know, 29 to 39. If you do mostly of the highway driving, you get over 500 miles range out of a full tank of gas, which is awesome. Let's see how it turns. There you go, not much of a body roll at all. A little bit here on the corner. But it goes pretty nice around the corner here, man. I mean, you can see this vehicle is rolling just a little bit when you're taking a corner at the higher speed, but not bad at all. Pretty pleasant drive when you take everything in consideration. The smoothness, definitely with that CVT transmission, you don't have any jerkiness as far as switching gears. But which reminds me of something. Let's put it in sports mode. I'm going to put it in this manual simulated mode, and we'll see of how that affects the driving and performance of this vehicle. So this is another nice thing, turning range. Okay, so we go 1, 2. Actually, it's gonna sound really silly, but I like it. I think it's pretty peppy as far as these even simulated drives. They do a nice job simulating a real transmission, so not bad. One thing to add to it, too, the best in class warranty as far as 10 years, 100,000 miles warranty of this vehicle. And not many other than Hyundai and Kia. Nothing else compares as far as the length and the miles on the powertrain warranty. So if you have any concerns, and if you're looking for something that's you're going to drive a lot, put a lot of miles on it, but are concerned with the engine or transmission, definitely this is going to help you out a lot. So it drives good. I mean, it's just a regular compact sedan, but they came such a long way from when they started. So great vehicle. I'll give it a thumbs up, guys. If you like watching videos like this, consider checking out the rest of my channel. Hit that button that says subscribe on it. Give me a hands up, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.